Operative Graves reporting in. Researcher, welcome back. Recently, one of our agents from our Department of Reclaimed History uncovered intel regarding an uncontained 9014 instance located in a bank within Panama City. These instances can provide us with invaluable insight into historical Foundation operations, possibly exposing exploitable weaknesses too. Securing this instance was therefore designated a high-priority objective. Because the target site was significantly softer than our usual engagements, a full Chaos Team deployment was deemed unnecessary. Instead, Delta Command authorized Silent Entry Team 16, Crooks, to infiltrate the building, neutralize on-site personnel, and extract the instance with minimal disruption. As expected, the team executed the operation with precision. They introduced an aerosolized amnestic anesthetic compound into the building's HVAC system, safely incapacitating all staff. Equipped with their proprietary Houdini mimetic camouflage armor, the team conducted the retrieval quietly, quickly, and without detection. The Department of Reclaimed History is currently conducting a full series of experiments on the instance and cataloging all recovered data. Further updates will be provided as our analysis progresses. For now, that's everything. Take your seat. Let's begin. Today we're covering SCP-939. Object Class: Keter. Special Containment Procedures: SCP-939-1-3-19-53-89-96-98-99 and -109 are kept in cell 1163-A or 1163-B, 10 meter by 10 meter by 3 meter containment chambers, with an armored biocontainment area 14. Both cells are environmentally regulated and negatively pressurized, with walls constructed of reinforced concrete. Access to these cells is regulated by an outer decontamination chamber and inner gas-tight seal security doors. Observation windows are constructed of laminated ballistics glass 10 centimeters in thickness, protected by a 100 kilovolt electrified mesh. Humidity is maintained at 100% at a temperature of 16 degrees Celsius. Specimens are monitored at all times via infrared cameras. Level 4 authorization is required to access SCP-939, their containment areas, or the observation chambers. SCP-939-101 is dismembered and stored in cryogenic preservation tanks 939-101A to 939-101M, within Bioresearch Area 12. Access to SCP-939-101 requires authorization by 2 Clearance Level 3 personnel, one of which must be present for all research and testing. The contents of only one 939-101 tank may be accessed at any given time. Core temperatures of SCP-939-101 tissues must be monitored while removed from cryogenic preservation. Should core temperature exceed 10 degrees Celsius, tissues are to be returned to their corresponding tank and all testing suspended for a period of 72 hours. Barring core temperature exceeding 10 degrees Celsius, research of SCP-939-101 tissues may continue as long as its ramblings and pleas for release may be tolerated. Containment cells should be cleaned bi-weekly. While this takes place, SCP-939 specimens will be transferred to the adjacent cell. During this time, the cell's door and observation window must be inspected for damage and repaired or replaced accordingly. Heavy sedation of all SCP-939 is required before any interaction, including transfer between cells and experimentation, may take place. See document number 939-TE4 for transfer and experimentation protocol. Level C hazmat gear is to be worn by personnel during interactions with SCP-939 specimens, and in any areas which SCP-939 have been known to inhabit. Afterward, standard decontamination procedures are to be observed by all personnel involved to ensure no secondary spread of amnestic agents occurs. Following Incident ABCA 14-939-3, all non-Class D personnel interacting with SCP-939 for any length of time are required to wear 2 waterproof electronic pulse monitors for the duration of such interaction. These pulse monitors will transmit to a wireless monitoring system independent of a facility's main power grid, with at least one backup power system on standby. Should both an individual's pulse monitors flatline or otherwise malfunction, the wearer will be presumed dead. Personnel instructed to disregard all the wearer's subsequent vocalizations, and a breach of containment declared automatically. Security personnel responding to such a breach are likewise required to wear these pulse monitors. Additionally, all live SCP-939 must be implanted with subdermal tracking devices upon capture. Description: SCP-939 are endothermic, pack-based predators, which display atrophy of various systems, similar to troglodytic organisms. The skins of SCP-939 are highly permeable to moisture and translucent red, owing to a compound chemically similar to hemoglobin. SCP-939 averages 2.2 meters tall, standing upright, and weigh an average of 250 kilograms. Their weight is highly variable. Each of their 4 limbs end in 3-fingered claws, with a 4th, opposable digit, and are covered in setae, which considerably augment climbing ability. Their heads are elongated, devoid of even vestigial eyes or eye sockets, and contain no brain casing. The jaws of SCP-939 are lined with red, faintly luminescent fang-like teeth, similar to those belonging to the specimens of the genus Coleotis, up to 6 centimeters in length, and encircled by heat-sensitive pit organs. Eye spots, sensitive to light and dark, run the length of their spine dorsal ridges. These spines may be up to 16 centimeters long, and are believed to be sensitive to changes in air pressure and flow. SCP-939 do not possess many vital organ systems. Central and peripheral nervous systems, circulatory system, and digestive tract are all absent. SCP-939's respiratory system is atrophied, and serves no apparent purpose beyond spreading AMN-C227, see below. SCP-939 have no apparent physiological need to feed, nor any way to digest consumed tissue. Ingested material typically accumulates in the respiratory system of SCP-939, and is regurgitated once the amount is sufficient to markedly inhibit its function. Despite the absence of many vital organ systems, SCP-939 is capable of bearing live young. See Addendum 10-16-1991. SCP-939's primary method of luring prey is the imitation of human speech in the voices of prior victims, though imitation of other species in active nocturnal hunts have been documented. SCP-939 vocalizations often imply significant distress. Whether SCP-939 understand their vocalizations or are repeating previously heard phrases is the subject of ongoing study. How SCP-939 acquires voices is not currently understood. Specimens have been documented imitating victims despite never hearing the victim speak. Analysis of SCP-939 vocalizations cannot distinguish between SCP-939 and samples of known victims' voices. The use of biometric voice recognition security or identification system at any installation housing SCP-939 is strongly discouraged for this reason. Prey is usually killed with a single bite to the cranium or neck. Bite forces have been measured in excess of 35 megapascals. SCP-939 exhale minute traces of an aerosolized Class C amnestic, designated AMN-C227. AMN-C227 causes temporary anterograde amnesia, inhibiting memory formation for the duration of exposure, plus an average of 30 minutes. It is colorless, odorless, and tasteless, with an estimated ECT50 for inhalation of 0.0015 mg by minute per meter cubed. In well-ventilated or open-air environments, risk of exposure to ECT50 is greatly reduced but not negligible. AMN-C227 is typically undetectable in the bloodstream 60 minutes following cessation of exposure. Reported sensations of disorientation and mild hallucinations immediately following removal from environments saturated with the agent are similar to recreational use of numerous psychoactive substances and easily mistaken as such. Note: 03-23-2005. This report pertains to Morphology Alpha. For information regarding Morphology Beta, see Experiment Log 914, AMTF, New-7, After Action Report. Addendum 11-14-1981. A log of radio traffic between capture teams during initial contact with SCP-939 is available here. I'll play that now. Initial contact log, SCP-939. The following is a transcript of radio traffic between the on-scene commander, Trapper Home, and subordinate fire teams, Trapper 1, 2, and 3, of Site Tactical Contact Security Force, designated Trapper, during the initial contact with and recovery of SCP-939. Trapper was deployed to the outskirts of on 10/28/1981, following the disappearance of a Foundation field agent. The agent was investigating a number of localized missing person cases, as well as the loss of contact with several law enforcement officers dispatched to investigate these cases in the area. Begin transcript. Trapper Home. Alright, Let's get those comm checks, people. Those field masks were giving your Vox a hell of a time last time out. Agent Washburn. Trapper home. Trapper 2. Trapper 3. This is 1. Radio check. Over. Agent Michaels. Lima. Charlie. 1. Agent Chandrick. Gotcha, 1. Trapper home. All stations. I have you loud and clear. Be advised. Your teams are go for entry. Trapper 1. Weapons tight. Agent Washburn. Solid copy, home. 3. Stand by with home. You know your job. 2. Keep your team tight on my flank after we breach. Agent Michaels. Copy, 1. Agent Washburn. 1. Stack up. Agent Washburn. Execute. Agent Nichols. Alright, that water charge goes in 5. Agent Nichols. Stairs. Front. Clear left. Agent Rowland. Door. Right. Right side clear. Agent Michaels. Overhead's clear. Agent Harrison. Thompson, on me. Cross. Room clear. Agent Washburn. Trapper home. Trapper 1 and 2 reporting no contact. 2. Secure that passageway. Mark your territory. And then follow my team down. Keep an eye out for our man. And call it when you come down. I don't want any blue on blue. Solid? Agent Michaels. Copy, 1. Agent Washburn. Hoskins, you've got point. Agent Hoskins. Roger that. Moving up. Agent Washburn. Trapper home. This is 1. Be advised. We are moving further into the structure. Down a ladder well. Over. Trapper home. Solid copy, 1. Proceed. Over. Agent Washburn. Trapper home. Be advised. I'm starting to smell something rotten down here. And it's pretty strong. Something's been dead for a while. Stand by. Team, halt. Home. I'm looking at some shredded clothing down here. No bodies. Just the clothes. And nothing that looks like our man. There's the cop. Agent Hoskins. Jesus, man. Look at that. It looks like something just took a huge bite out of that vest. Trapper home. Lock it up down there, 1. Washburn, get back on track. Agent Washburn. Copy, home. Trapper 2, watch yourselves. Something around our pos has an appetite, and it looks like it's got a pretty mean bite. Agent Michaels. Solid, 1. We're almost done up here. If our agent's here, he's down there with you guys. We'll be down as soon as we... Agent Washburn. 1 and 2, freeze! Unknown source. Help me! Jesus Christ, somebody! Agent Washburn. Home. 2. I think we've got our man. Hustle up, people. Agent Washburn. Home. We've reached the source of the noise. We're about to get our agent back. 2. Have Doc prep the trauma bag. This guy sounds like he's in bad shape. Hoskins, do it! Agent Washburn. Home! Contact! 2. Get the fuck down here! Rowland, pull back! Agent Nichols. Hoskins is down! Shit! Agent Washburn. Rowland, on your right! 2. Hurry the fuck up! Agent Michaels. 1. What the hell's going on down there? Agent Michaels. Trapper 1, sound off. Agent Washburn, shouting off comm. 2. Get the fuck down here! Hoskins is down! Hurry the fuck up! Agent Michaels. Copy, 1. Harrison, Thompson, you're coming with me. Gabardi, stay with Doc. Agent Michaels. Home. 1. Be advised. 2 is en route to 1's last position. Agent Michaels. 1. Be advised. Your radio's not broadcasting. I can hear you, but you're... Jesus Christ! 2. Engage! Engage! Agent Michaels. Thompson, pick up the slack. Loading. Gun up. Guys, pull it back down the hallway. Harrison, suppress that doorway. Frag out. Agent Michaels. Gabardi, Doc, get the 60 set. We're coming up. Trapper 1's gone, and I'm dropping gas. Mask up. Gas! 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 Agent Michaels. Coming up the stairs! Agent Harrison. They're slowing down. Get 3. Michaels? Agent Michaels. Home, we've deployed VX, and need 3 down here, in MOP for cleanup. Set up Deacon. Agent Chandrick. Roger 2, we're already on our way. Agent Gabardi. Shit! Agent Michaels. Whoa, nice shot, Gabardi. Home, we've got an unconscious one. We're gonna need a mobile containment unit and medical support for the candidate. I think it sucked down some VX. I'm not hearing any more movement down those stairs. Home. Trapper Home. Copy 2. Stand by for link up with 3. Extricate the candidate and hit Deacon. We're done here. End transcript. Addendum 04-11-1982. Due to SCP-939's intense aversion to bright light, it has been deemed a minimal risk of escape. Standard fluorescent hallway lighting is sufficient to deter SCP-939-1 from leaving its darkened cell. This portion has been stricken from the document. In its place has been written, See Addendum 09-20-1991. Addendum 06-29-1987. Preliminary research into AMN-C227 suggests potential for use as a general-purpose amnestic. Methods of mass-producing the agent, as well as possible adverse effects, are being investigated at Biocontainment and Research Site 06. Addendum 10-03-1990. AMN-C227 has been approved for use as a Class C amnestic. Projected annual production at Bioresearch Area 12 by SCP-939 respiratory tissue cultures is expected to surpass 3 liters. This portion has been stricken from the document. Addendum 09-20-1991. Containment of 9 SCP-939 specimens has been compromised following a Silent Night breach scenario at Biocontainment and Research Site 06. Nearby civilian settlements have been evacuated on the pretense of a coming storm. Recovery teams have been deployed to the area. Addendum 10-16-1991. In light of this, all interaction with SCP-939 from September 8th to October 7th in the Northern Hemisphere or March 6th to April 4th in the Southern Hemisphere is strictly forbidden. No male specimens of SCP-939 have yet been identified. Contain a Class B amnestic. See reproduction of SCP-939. Addendum 02-20-1992. Effective immediately. Use of AMN-C227 as an amnestic is suspended indefinitely. Consult Incident Report AMN-C227-939 for further information. Well, this anomaly sure is lethal, but if we play our cards right, we could probably turn it against the Foundation. I can already envision a Chaos team deploying with a handful of these assets. They'd be virtually unstoppable. I'm going to forward this file directly to Delta Command to request authorization for a recovery operation, and pending approval, a dedicated Chaos team detachment. That's all for today, researcher. Dismissed.